Wait, this might be a banger. I ain't gonna care. Let's see. What are we cooking up here? Okay, that's good tech. Alright. Welcome everybody to the stream. I know it's pretty late. It's gonna be a short stream too. But just had a lot happening, but we're gonna get into it, get this all down the hatch. And let me fix that real quick. Okay. That there. So yeah, this should be good. Chat rate is 1. I don't know what that means. Just make sure that this is running. Which one do I have? What is GS46 codes? I think. Good tech. Okay, yeah, that's running up nice. That's looking good. Okay, let's open this up. Okay. Alright. Let's go ahead and see what was the last thing that I worked on. I think it was probably working with APIs, I believe. There wasn't much on this one. Working with APIs. So modern JavaScript has 2 native ways to send HTTP requests to servers. XML HTTP request and fetch. Now, I know a lot of people use fetch. Let's open that up. Oh, well, there we go. Before AJAX, asynchronous JavaScript and a constant to update a portion of a page, browsers at that time used to make a request for a full web page to the server. After the request was received by the server, it used to create and return a page to the browser as a response. It means that even for a small change, the page was loaded entirely. That was bad, really, very, very bad. After AJAX came into the world of internet, it changed the traditional way of updating a page. So this kind of talks about AJAX, which we'll add in here. So AJAX seems kind of like it's just a framework, or like a concept. Even though I think there is AJAX for getting your data. So I'm a little confused about that. So let's just do 4 was created whenever a change needed to be done. The browser sent a request for a full page back from the server. This meant that each time the server responded, it needed to send back the entire page. Okay. X. Web apps are able to send and receive data in sync, asynchronously without interfering with the display and behavior of the existing page. Okay. What did we do? Oh, I didn't put that in there. Okay. In 2006, a working draft spec for the HTML. var jars function success var data equals json.parse this.response text console.log function error. What the var xhr new xhr request onload equals success on error open get send. Oh my god, what the, you have to write all that code just to get that there? Whoa. So now HTTP request, we need to listeners to capture the success and the error cases. Open and send. Response is stored in the response text variable, which we then need to convert to a JavaScript object using json.parse. Okay. To request data other than XML, and that's where the confusion starts when beginners try to learn how to make it. So fetch. Fetch is a new initiative. New native. Okay. Let's just do a H2 here. H2 fetch. Actually, I should do an H2 right here, I think. Let's do H2, and then this will be XML HTTP TP request. Okay, and then let's just do here /H2 Ajax. good to me. Scroll down. So fetch, supported by most browsers today. Fetch makes it easier to make. And the key, okay, because it is easier to make async requests and handle responses. Main difference between the two is that Fetch API uses promises, which avoids callback hell. Okay. To fetch a resource, headers represents a response, request, a resource request, and response. Nope, not that. Whoa, that is kind of crazy. Did that as a link. Okay, that's a little weird, not gonna lie. Fetch, then function response. The fetch function is available in the global window object. The fetch function takes one mandatory argument. Okay. Function is available in the global window object. It takes one mandatory object, or argument, sorry. Argument, which is the path to the resource you want to fetch. That's simple. It returns, or it gives you back a promise, whether it was successful or not. If it was successful, then the dot then function will receive a response object, and if the request fails, then the dot catch function will receive an error object. Okay, which is good to know. So that's a clear thing, and I mean, The only thing that's a little confusing here for me is the function response. Like a blank function response is what you're getting back. It makes a call to GitHub to fetch data about the user. When the promise is resolved, we get a response object in return. But wait, if you try logging the response object on a console, you will find that it didn't have the data which we want. That's because the response object has information about the response itself. To actually get the data, we need to get the body of the response. Since the GitHub API we're using will return JSON, the return response will have the .json method. We just need to call .json on a response variable. The .json method on a response object returns a promise. Returns a promise, so we need to chain on another dot then. Wait, what? Is this for real? You have to do all that? Represents a resource request. Instead of passing in a URL of the resource into the fetch call, you can create a request object using the request constructor and pass that as an argument to fetch. By passing a request object, you can make customized requests. Request header, new headers, append content type. Okay. Init object, method get, headers, request header, okay. New object, new request, and then you do the URL and then comma your object, or like your headers, I guess. And then you do the user, fetch the user, then you get your response. From that, you return your response in .json form. Then, literally then, you can get that data, and it's just called data, I guess. And then you console.log that data. And then you just have your catch at the end, which just says something went wrong. But you don't, he's not printing out the error. Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Low-key, that's a little wild. Let's just see. Customize the request. Header object. The headers interface allows you to create your own headers object via the headers constructor. A headers object is a collection of name-value pairs. Bar headers, new headers. Okay, headers.append content type. Headers.append custom headers, some value. We can achieve the same by passing an object literal to the constructor. New headers content type. Okay, I like that. But, okay, I'm probably gonna copy. Okay, I'm just gonna see what this all does. Actually, I don't think it's gonna really work that well. So headers object, raw. Perfect. Code block, perfect. Supplying, view the raw of that. Slash code. Just gonna have this resource, you know, if I ever need to pull it up, it'll be good. I feel like I understood it, you know, so. Okay. So that solved their question there. This one? Okay, so that, yeah, solved their question. Yeah, fetch. Format JSON. You can either get JSON or XML back from API. Okay. Making easy with like JSON files. Okay. That's interesting. That's pretty cool. Modules, functions, and variables, and expose all this to other files. Generally use it to break our code into separate files to make it more maintainable. They were introduced in your JavaScript. Okay. Memory management. Low-level have manual memory management primitives such as malloc and free. In contrast, JavaScript automatically allocates memory when objects are created and frees them when they are not used anymore. Garbage collection. This automaticity, what? Is a potential source of confusion. It can give developers the false impression that they don't need to worry about memory management. Memory lifecycle. It's pretty much always the same. Allocate the memory you need, use the allocated memory, read, write, release the allocated memory where it's not needed anymore. The second part is explicit in all languages. The first and last parts are explicit in low-level languages, but are mostly implicit. Okay. Garbage collection. This will be interesting. Is performed automatically and invisibly to us. We create primitives, objects, functions that all that takes memory. The main concept of memory management in JavaScript is reachability. Okay. Doesn't tell me anything about that. JavaScript Chrome Dev Tools. There are some tools built into the browser to aid front-end developers diagnose and solve various issues with their applications, such as JavaScript and logical bugs, CSS styling issues, or even just making quick temporary alterations to the DOM. Right-click and inspect. Okay, and to enter the Elements panel. Here you can debug CSS and HTML issues if you want to see logged messages. Enter the console tab. Another very useful feature in the Chrome is the lighthouse for checking performance. Note this isn't a Chrome specific feature. Will have their own largely similar set of dev tools. Okay. Debugging performance. This is essentially a series of tests which analyzes the currently open website on a bunch of metrics related to performance, page speed, accessibility. Feel free to run the test by clicking the Analyze Page Load button. And do this in an incognito to avoid errors arising from extensions you're using. Once you have the results, take your time and read through them, and do click through to the reference pages mentioned alongside each to know more about it. Okay, hey. Wait, I can't even do that through here. So chopped. Oh, because it's like that's like some type of map or something. Oh my god, I forgot this was really large. Okay. Where's the lighthouse? Maybe under performance? Whoa, this is crazy. For the flame chart. Okay. Whoa. Scripting. So 6 seconds. Grammarly, oh hell nah. MetaMask, HubSpot, Tamper Monkey, Optimum, Dashlane, Adblock, Dark Reader. I like how Grammarly's on there. Oh, it might be listed as an extension. HubSpot, though, is not. So what is HubSpot doing here? Maybe they're using HubSpot? Huh, okay. Can significantly impact load performance, reduce directory contents. Google Fonts, HubSpot. Yeah, why do they have HubSpot? I mean, that's almost taking literally this like the same amount. Oh, you can see how it's all loading. JavaScript runs right there. Well, okay. Interesting stuff for sure. Okay, I mean, that's kind of important. It doesn't really say, like, how does it know when to remove the data? I'm not really sure about. Not really too sure on that one. We got React there, so let's get rid of that one. We got TypeScript, okay. TypeScript on here already? Oh, nope. Wait, can you actually save this? Oh, I don't think it's gonna allow me to do. Yeah, so C. Yeah, sure. Okay. Python. Rename. Swift. Okay. I like that. So we have software engineering. Honestly, we need a new folder, and this is going to be called, frameworks. Okay. We're going to do a new folder, node.js. Is that allowed? Oh, okay. New folder, React. Okay. Let's do Angular. Oh. Oh my god, I don't think I spelled that right. That's with the A. Angular. Let's get frameworks. Okay. I mean, I'm happy with that. Oh, good tech. Okay. So we're pretty much at 10. Definitely would like to get some good sleep. Trying to think, do I finish writing out the JavaScript so I'm like fully done on that, or do I switch to a little TypeScript or a little React, or do I do what do you call it? Do I just get into some coding? get into some coding, I gotta change around some things. Not too sure. I think actually this could be good tech. This could be good tech. Let's do neat code. And let me just hide that real quick. Let me sign in. I should get a button that hides that automatically. Okay. That could be good. Actually, I should do that too. Courses. Oh. System. Ooh. Alright, let's just bang out some of these. Oh wait, this is a course. Okay. Yeah, this is what we're doing. So, in JavaScript. Oh. What? Encode and decode strings. Design an algorithm. Oh, design an algorithm to encode a list of strings to a single string. Let me see what my app's telling me here. I mean, this is gonna make me think a lot, and I'm probably not gonna go to sleep quickly. So, yeah, maybe we'll pick that up tomorrow, and then I'll probably also start working on the FunFlow app more. Yeah, I think that'll be a good course of action. So tomorrow we'll get a stream popped up where we maybe do a little neat code. I'll probably watch little videos on Clerk, getting that authentication, because the goal is to start working on that project. I have the back end done. I'm realizing the more I'm learning that like the back end probably needs to be tweaked a bit for sure with this like Clerk implementation. But I need to test that out, and then I need to start working on the front end and like getting that set up. If I can get the front end like user auth done and like sign up and log in and like homepage, that'll be really good. Then I'll make sure that the app's running like front to back, everything's working from front end to back end to database. Once all that's working locally, then I'll focus on like deploying it all. And after we deploy that, then I'll start making, you know, some updates to kind of fine tuning some things and then pushing that to wherever it's deployed. And getting that set up. So I had originally that I was gonna launch this feature at the end of, what is today, the 26th? I said I was gonna launch this feature this Saturday, but I don't think that's gonna happen. But we've been doing some good learning, so I think we'll patch that up and get that going for sure. Probably maybe middle of next month or maybe the end of next month. If I can release that, that'll be good. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Perfect. Peace.